Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jessica Caterina Trujillo, and I was doing my practices at Jorge Eliezer Gaitán School to 10th C grade, and the cooperator teacher was Olga Davila. The teacher Jessica was so motivated with the course, and she wanted to do the best and implement different activities and projects where students could learn in a different and funny way. At the beginning, some students told her that they didn't like English, but she started telling them the importance of studying a new language, and then they felt motivated with the different activities she proposed for the class. But the first thing that she considers that is really important is motivate the students with the English classes and establish the rules in the course. The main problem was that the students sometimes couldn't understand very well when she was talking in English, but she started to use like objects in the class or for examples moving around. In that way, students acquired a better understanding, although it was necessary to use Spanish in some occasions. Teacher tried to speak all the time in English. Also, there were some students which interrupts the classes, but it was not a big problem because she could have the control of the class and she asked them about the class. Then they started to improve in that aspect. The practices allow teacher to be better as a future teacher, and it is good to acquire a better experience. Something new for her in the experience as a teacher was the preparation of the English day. It was the first time she prepared an English day, and the course could do an excellent job. She didn't use just one method. She tried to use different approach to teach in the classes, such as communicative language teaching, text-based language learning, and sometimes realia method. She considers the integration of different methods also good for give the classes. The idea is not just use one method, but it is try to use others. Moreover, she didn't have difficulties during the process of the practices. On the other hand, work peers have some benefit but also disadvantages. The main benefit is teacher can divide the lesson plans with another classmate to prepare the classes. They can meet together, share knowledge, activities, and put it in practices. But the disadvantage is when she became a teacher, she had to prepare the lesson plans without help. She needed to be more autonomous. And there are many activities teachers can use in the classes, such as the creation of didactic games. For example, present perfect game, where students have fun and they could learn to do questions without explaining structures of the tense. Use the music to teach English and put different exercise with different songs according to the topic for the class. And there are some suggestions that she has. The first one is more interaction with students. The second one is change the activities more constantly and keeps the control of students implementing different strategies. And the kind of materials teacher used for the class were different readings, billboards to present some topics, television to present different activities for the class, songs, games, trailers of movies, tales. All materials were relevant to use in the class, and those kind of materials were really good to practice the four skills: reading, listening, grammar, writing. The principal strategy was to allow students use different phrases such as teacher, I don't understand, I have a question, how do you say ta 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 or a word in English. And the idea of the teacher was make a student talk in English, make the student talk in English during the class. It was a good strategy. Secondly, the implementation of the games, because through games students could learn easily. And there are many games in English. For example, teacher used a game called Find the Treasure, where the class was divided into groups and each group had to find an object which was hiding in the classroom, and they could use, for example, different phrases, and they could learn in a good way, like right, left, one step. They were like the guys of their classmate, and also in front of, on their chair, on table. And the cooperator teacher was so interested in the practices of each student, and she was a great support during the process. And the relationship with the students was really awesome, and they could feel comfortable in the classes. And the students of 10th grade were working sometimes in groups and also individually. And the teacher suggests some conclusions. And she said that during the process of her practices as a teacher, she could have a wonderful experience with the students. She learned and improved in many aspects, such as implement more activities, design didactic games, and interact more with the students and be part of their lives. And also, she mentions that being a teacher is no easy task, and it is not only a profession, it is a lifestyle that leads you to be better every day, and it requires dedication and effort. And for her was really good to work on groups such as Tengray, because she could she could work on them. She could do the preparation for the English date, and it was really good the day that they had to prepare the stand. All of them try to do the best. Okay, it was my report. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope you enjoyed about the different activities that she mentioned in this video.
Created using Powtoon.